Welcome to the world premiere of Cargo Smart Release 0.4. It already has successfully released itself just now. Unfortunately, I didn't hit the record button, so you can only watch the Askinema recording of it in the README. However, I thought, why not make a new release of Gitoxide itself, because there's still a few crates that have not been released. So, Cargo Smart Release. If I just run it on the top level crate, it will figure out that obviously I want to run Gitox or want to use Gitoxide here as crate name to be released. Let's see what else it would do. So 18 dependent crates it ignores because they haven't changed. This is basically what I've just released, like Smart Release and the other ones. But then it wants to release Git commit graph. And it also, by the way, it automatically figures out which version increment to use. This is why you don't have to really write much more than what you want to release. It uses the Git history to do that. If you have Git conventional messages in there, it knows about breaking changes and it knows about features. Hence, it knows which version to bump. But it also sees that the changelog or the version increment doesn't have to change because the latest published version is 0.4 and the manifest already points to 0.5, so no need to additionally increment it. Now it wants to release Gitoxide core, same thing there, and the Gitoxide crate itself. Yeah, it tells me that it only uses for change tracking the source directory, because otherwise it would pick up any change in the directory, any commit would apply to it. So that's not usually what we want. Hence, it takes a shortcut in this case. If you only have one crate in your workspace, of course, the whole repository will count towards changes to your crate. And once again, version 0.9 is going to be the next one. Also, changelogs are new and they're being generated. So there is a modification to commit graph and Gitoxide core, checklog, changelog, and so is for Gitoxide. But these will be previewed once we execute the whole operation. So in total, we're going to publish 3 crates today. Let's do that. Git cargo smart release execute. Okay, there's the first changelog. Now last chance to check. By the way, it wouldn't let you publish fully generated changelogs anyway, so it would stop the release process right there so that you have a chance to hand edit them, because it's non-destructive editing, right? You can just do what you want for the most part, unless it says read only, do not edit, then rather not edit them. But you can, of course, remove the whole section here, for example, if you don't want that. And it's all customizable, so you can change it to your liking anyway. All right, the next one, Gitoxide core. I happen to have hand edited most of these already. So you see here a few of these IDs that belong to some message that is extracted from a commit have been moved up. This means, yeah, just don't do anything with it. They're here, and then you can control exactly what you want to appear where. So here you see I just left the message as is, I believe, except for here. I think I edited part of that sentence, made it a bit more clear what is meant. But still, the idea is right here, but it doesn't touch that sentence anymore. This is what I mean with non-destructive editing. It just makes sure everything is there that you need to know about that release, and from there you can polish the changelog. All right. Looks good to me. This is what would be written, so it spells out the links here for you, because otherwise they won't show up when you look at the file in GitHub directly. All right, last one. Oh, this changelog has a bit more in it because I have been collecting features over the month. How much time did pass since the last release? 26 calendar days. Okay. I think for 8.4 I didn't really specify a changelog because it wasn't ready yet, and it's just a maintenance release, and releases went kind of out of control a little, and changelogs weren't properly maintained, but this now ends because now I have Cargo Smart Release 0.4. All right, then let's go. and publish this. This, of course, might take a while because now it will build everything. These small crates, they fortunately build pretty quickly. Let's see if everything goes smoothly. Sometimes cargo needs a while to fetch the latest changes from the index. So if there's some interdependency here, it might not work the first try. So as you can see now, it works. So it just retries. It created a bunch of tags here that tag objects, by the way, that will now be pushed. So if I would now look at the tag 0.9.0, we would see that it contains the changelog here. That is also in my file, but it removed all these links to make it more pleasant to look at. Even though I thought there would be the commit details here, but I might have deleted that section because it didn't make sense. Which is what you can do, right? Just delete a section if you don't like it, and it won't bring it back unless you delete all the statistical sections. Then it takes that as a reason to put all of them back in. All right, this is how this looks like in your Git repository. Now, of course, we do have a release here. Let's see if it shows up on top. Ah, yeah, there it is. V0.9. And here now is just the same. The links work, even though they're not hand linked anymore. Now this, if you look at the text itself, now it's just the shortcut here, and GitHub itself will render that as links. Very neat. And yeah, you could also auto-generate changelogs. Let's see what happens. It will add something to the end and actually link all the pull requests and everything else, contributors. Let's see how that looks like. So for this final hand edit, I think it's needed. I can't do this using the command line, and it's something that you can probably consider doing for the important releases or something like that. Yeah, it is what changed. I think since it's not these PRs, they're not really meant to look to be put in a changelog. And it's probably better to just keep these unique issues worked on linked, because that's more like what matters, let's say. But everything else seems nice, especially the contributors. Cool. And that's how you release with Cargo Smart Release with changelog support. This also means that if you watch the repository, you will get nicely formatted emails with the actual changes, which now, thanks to Cargo changelog, will also look good, always. Yeah. This is it from me. I hope you give Cargo Smart Release a try. In version 0.4, it's really, really powerful, and I wouldn't know what to do without it. I couldn't release Gitoxide, essentially. It's too complicated without it. Then, have a nice day.